You are listening to an All Games Radio Network broadcast of allgames.com.
Hi, this is Normie from Knuckleballer Radio and Zombie Cast, and you're listening to one of my favorite shows on the Geeky Antics Network. Don't forget to check out the rest of the gang over at geekyantics.net. Warning, there might be rants and food ahead and possibly inappropriate behavior. Don't tell anybody though.
Welcome, geeks, gamers, furries, and ninja robots. This is HorsePLAY Live. Today is Thursday, March 22nd. Yes, we're back on schedule. This is episode 221. Well, we're going to tentatively call this one Farts Are Us. Farts Are Us, the final death note for retail. Question mark? Possibly. That's kind of the theme I want to kind of get into today. Discuss latest news with Toys R Us and what that means for the consumer experience and future retail, jobs, all that good stuff. It's an interesting time, and to me, it's kind of a sad time. I don't want to get all sensitive, but it's just got me thinking about stuff. And, you know, everything has a trickle-down effect. You know, everything creates a ripple, right? And you know, little things that affect everything else, and I think this is bigger news than some are making it out to be. But anyway, before I go off on my rants here, I'm Yogizilla, your bald bear lizard host, and you know, we're doing a normal episode this time around. Well, it's still gonna be a quickie, but it won't be a 0.5 or kind of supplemental episode. So hopefully we'll get a little deep. I am pretty tired still. That's going to be an ongoing theme until I get used to the new schedule and kind of additional responsibilities that are in the mix. But, you know, adulting, right? Kind of comes with the turf. Not belly aching. I'm not belly aching. Just, you know, want to apologize for not being as available on the Discord chat, which, by the way, if you want to join us on there, it's more of a voicemail system these days for everyone. Everybody just kind of drops things in the chat and chats for like a few minutes and goes idle again. But yeah, you can go join us at Twitch, not Twitch, geekyantics.net/Discord. Again, geekyantics.net/Discord. And this show is streamed live at twitch.tv/geekyantics. The published schedule is Thursdays at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, 4 a.m. GMT/BT. But you know, nowadays, whenever we could get it in. Also, earlier in the day, over at our unofficial sister network, All Games Radio Network, allgames.com, you can listen to our HorsePLAY reruns, HorsePLAY replay. Try saying that really fast, and that's not gonna happen right now. Sleep deprived, and had a little bit of alcohol. Yeah, that's my therapy. It's cheaper than therapy. I don't recommend self-medication. It's not good. Don't do that, kids. Don't do that. For those that are new to the show, this is primarily, I guess, a comedy show. Mostly rants and endless tangents. You know, I generally say we're NSFW. We've been pretty tame the past couple of months or so. But, you know, just caution if you have a weak stomach or you're easily offended, try to take what we say with a grain of salt. If not, well, we may not be the best show for you, but give us a shot. and hopefully we'll entertain you enough. Also want to shout out some of the other shows on our network: Warbond Radio, Gaming Death Podcast, the B Team Podcast, Ghostman and Demon Hunter. A bunch of shows out there that you can check out. 42 Level 1 still going strong. You catch many of these at allgames.com or on your favorite podcast app, which reminds me, we need to get on Stitcher, since now they're really doing the podcast thing. And that's really encouraging to see so much support for internet radios. This traditional radio is not what it used to be. But I still listen. I still enjoy the radio quite a bit. There's something different about it, that there's a different kind of magic that it provides, I think. So, you know, I think there's similarities. I have equal respect for podcasters and radio hosts alike. But there's definitely some things that make them distinct. Fatal Blade's in the house. I see you lurking over there, bro. What else? Yeah, we need to get on Stitcher. Keep putting that off. Some quick meanwhile back at the ranch, things going on my front. Still looking at smartwatches. You know, I'm all about tools, organizational tools, and I'm seeing ways that, you know, it'll help me stay more motivated and help further with time management. You know, to be honest, I think if you gamify fitness, it might make it mildly interesting to me. You know, Samsung Health isn't enough. Oh, you completed your steps for the day. Whoop-de-doo. Let me know what kind of sleep I'm getting. You know, blood pressure readings, and stuff like that. These smartwatches have so many sensors in them now that they could tell you all kinds of stuff. I think they can even measure BMI just based upon your heat dissipation and pulse reading. It's got some weird algorithm. I don't know. I haven't looked into that much, but it works apparently. So anyway, we'll see when I finally pull the trigger on that. I'll probably have a little mini review on the air. Also catching up with Gotham. Still love that show. I know it's an acquired taste. A lot of people say it's an abortion because you can't have Batman without Batman. But you know, it's really more the story of Commissioner Gordon before he becomes Commissioner Gordon. And back in the day, there used to be a story called, I think, Gordon, where it focused on his days doing kind of black ops in the military. You know, he's a badass. Jim Gordon's a badass, and he's definitely a badass here. Though they portray him sometimes to be more of a Boy Scout than he really is. He really treads a thin line, you know, a morally gray area, much like Batman. But I think he has a strong moral compass too. So yeah, let's just jump straight into the news. Like I said, I don't want to be too long tonight. Bunch of headlines, a lot of things been going on, and it's been pretty busy with news as of late, and I haven't nearly touched any of the major stuff that a lot of folks have been going on. Like, all the nor'easters have been going on, hitting up north really hard. It's like the 4th blizzard in a few weeks' time that has been going on, and today was the first day of spring. Tomorrow, Friday, will be the first full day of spring, I believe. Yeah, pretty crazy. And we've had here down south, we're not getting the blizzards, but the winds have been crazy. I think we're getting wind gusts of up to 80 miles an hour, something crazy like that. Today it was more like 30, 40. Yesterday it was 50 to 60, something like that. But it was so bad that the Textron facility got hit, and it's all over the news. And everyone thought it was a tornado, but apparently it was just straight lined wind gusts, is what they were calling them. Caused some buildings to cave in, the ceilings caved in. Some trees fell, fences were pushed in, stuff like that. They had to shut down for a day. I think they're done repairing though. At least the major stuff, but I would imagine that'd be something where really to get it completely done and pass safety inspections, you need a week or two. But who knows? Dark Souls Remastered coming out May 25th, 2018. I am interested in this. I've been playing that slowly but surely on the PC, but I would like a good port of it, play it on the Xbox, and have it cleaned up, get rid of some of the jank. And it might get me to finally finish the game. My God, I haven't touched Dark Souls 2 really much as of late, and I know I'm not that far off from the end. I'm pretty deep into it. And then I got The Surge, which is a really nice Souls game that's not a Souls game. Got so many games to play. And I'm about to add to the list because Sea of Thieves is out, and I'm really interested. This is like a game that I wouldn't play religiously like I have with like Rainbow Six Siege, you know, or not League of Legends. League of Legends is more fun here and there. Dota I used to be really big into, but Heroes of the Storm. But really lately it hasn't been much of anything. But I think Sea of Thieves would be a good game to have a rotation just to jump on and goof around for those days when I can't really commit to doing much. It's just, let me just go fight some random skeletons and see if I find some treasure and be done with it. This is a full retail offering, $59.99. So I need to take advantage of it and buy it now. I can still get that nice Amazon Prime discount. So the main thing I want to talk about today is the official news that just came out this very day about Toys R Us officially closing all the stores. Though there is a small chance. Oh, and Obi's on here. Let me see. What are you doing? Hello.
Hello.
I didn't think anybody would be around.
I saw you streaming HorsePLAY Live, so I figured I'd just come and say hi. I didn't know you were going to be on.
Yeah, just doing a little quick one. I'm beat.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to take advantage of a little energy I have left. I was just talking about my closing thoughts of the evening is jumping into the Toys R Us news and how KB Toys is planning to come back and take over, fill that void. And apparently it's not 100%.
Toys R Us has been failing for the last 10 years. Like, it's about time.
See, down here, you would not think that because the stores are always busy, especially during the holiday season. Like Toys R Us was actually like an attraction, you know, and it was a nice little family thing. Unfortunately, it's publicly traded companies, so they have to answer to shareholders, you know. Whereas KB Toys was pretty much killed at the time because Mitt Romney's company, that investment group he has, Bain Capital, got greedy, and the first thing they did when they bought out the company is lay off a bunch of people, and gave all the executives big bonuses. They just wanted to liquidate it and get a nice payday out of it. But fortunately for KB, they still survived as a brand because Toys R Us had purchased when they liquidated and was selling some of their toy lines. And now they're looking to come back in full swing. So I don't know. I think it's really important. I know that the writing was on the wall for a long time, but I think we need to have these novelty stores and preserve American history. You know.
I heard that KB actually bought back their stuff from Toys R Us. Is that true?
I would think so. I mean,
because if Toys R Us is going out of business, basically. Is basically that's what's happening, and then if KB if they bought them out, I could see that happening. But you said KB's coming back. I'm like, there is no KB Toys anymore unless they bought them back, because all the shares it had at Toys R Us bought them, the liquidated shares, or the liquidated everything basically.
Well, I'm sure what they've been doing is trying to sell off the assets to kind of bounce back, and that wasn't working. See, the thing is, they should have waited to claim bankruptcy, waited after the holiday season. That's a lot of the analysts are saying that's one of the things that hurt them. They were too distracted during the holiday season, and then everyone else kept in. Target was really aggressive with their holiday sales. Walmart always does their thing. And of course Amazon as well. So.
Well, yeah, they broke the news in frickin' October or September or whatever. Of course, people are the more deals you can do, hell, that's just more people we got to fight against to sell our toys.
Yep. And so here's what's going down. They're saying, as of now, the Toys R Us gift cards will be good for the next 30 days. That's not a hard timeline, but that's basically what you should look at. And they're starting.
It is a hard timeline. It is like they have 30. I think it's all gift cards to Toys R Us are null and void May 1st.
Yeah, but I'm saying that doesn't necessarily mean that all the stores will be closed by then. But yeah, you better.
Gift cards are not going to be allowed to be used after May 1st.
So spend them while you can.
That is the hard date.
Then they're starting sales this week, so that's gonna be interesting.
Guess where I'm going?
Yeah.
Right down the road, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
If
I want to check it out.
Stuff, you're looking at 20, 25. You're looking at 20 cents on the dollar, maybe 10 cents on the dollar, maybe.
Well, they're probably
75 to 80% off of shit, dude.
They're probably gonna do it in phases. I'm guessing high-end stuff like Lego blocks. Lego has always been expensive. They're probably gonna be like, all right, 15, 20% off, maybe 23% off, and then as they get closer to actually closing, then it's gonna go crazy with it. And a lot of their surplus, they could, I'm sure there'll be other stores that'll pick it up.
There is a surplus store around here that has bought a lot of their extra. Grand Rapids is extra stuff, and basically it's Toys R Us without the building saying Toys R Us.
Yeah, I like when they open up those kind of pop-up shops where they have surplus, little mini outlets, but they're not permanent. Those are pretty neat. When they do the expos for different kind of things.
Yeah, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You played any new games lately?
No, I want to get Sea of Thieves though. That's what I was just talking about.
Oh my god, it's awesome.
I know. I've been seeing a lot of my friends playing it, and I'm still really big on Monster Hunter. I haven't touched the game much in the past few weeks. It's been crazy.
Sea of Thieves is kind of what is it? It's one of those things where it's all open world. There's no safe zones. How me and my crew has been doing it. We've been. The galleon is a little bit different. You don't really have to stop because you got 4 people. But when you're down to a sloop ship, which is a 1 or 2 person ship, you have to keep moving. If you stop, that's when people come in and just rape the shit out of you.
Yeah, I can imagine a lot of frustration. I was just saying, it'll be a cool game if you're just in the mood to play something quick and just goof around, explore. But then the frustration...
It's legitly... crazy. People are trying. They see you. They want to fight. Even if you don't have any loot. We just started. We don't have anything. We don't care.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. It's very different from the beta, because the beta people are actually trying to play the game and just enjoy it. And then now, that it's gone public, everyone's just fighting for the hell of it. It's this.
Yeah, but you got to remember too, and you know this because you've had beta, alphas and betas before. Alphas and betas, they have a strict rule set. If you kill somebody in this alpha, in the Sea of Thieves alpha, if you killed somebody, you could do that. But if you just kept camping them, you got banned.
Yeah.
Because that would just be it. So basically, everybody agreed. All right, hey guys, few of us are going to do it regardless, whatever you do it. But I propose we just play the game, get to know the game, and give some good positive feedback to the game. And it was a group that started this, and everybody's like, yeah, we're down. It was thousands of people. Immediately, those thousands of people got got alpha codes and all this other stuff, And I mean, yes, the game's still a little bit messed up. You know that. But when it comes down to actual physics of a boat, it's fucking spot on. The bigger boat, of course, takes more turns of the wheel than the smaller boat. The bigger boat has more sails, so of course it's going to go faster. The only thing, the bigger boat, and even the smaller boat versus the bigger boat, the smaller boat's got more mobility, as it should. Cannons, their physics they work right. The actual, you get 5 shots for your guns before you have to reload. Go to the ammo box and reload. It's pretty sweet. I'll be streaming it tomorrow, so
I might have to pick it
I'm
up.
Streaming it all week. Check my yesterday's stream.
The thing is, I'd get physical on it because I don't think I want to pay full price for it. You know, so I can't do the digital. But all the physical copies need to be sold out. I might have to, I don't know, maybe I'll go to Best Buy and join their gamer club just to get a 20% off.
Yeah, I get another game's coming out here later this year that I'm really excited about too.
What's that?
Gold Rush 2.
You
You know the Gold Rush, the game, right?
Yes.
I'm sure you've seen me play it on my stream.
Yep.
But Gold Rush 2 is coming out with a multiplayer aspect in mind. Gold Rush 1 was made and brought and actually, birthed with the thought in mind of it being a solo player experience. So there was none of the, you'll understand this if and if you know what I'm talking about, you'll understand what I'm talking about. There's no extensions for multiplayer in the game, or it was never put in the framework of the game, so that they can't do a multiplayer without modders heavily modding, a multiplayer server. So earlier this month, they came out with we're releasing a Gold Rush 2 later this year with the multiplayer in mind. So if you want to play single player by yourself, you're going to play Gold Rush 1. If you want to play multiplayer, you're going to play Gold Rush 2. It's genius. I love it.
Interesting. Now, hey, so another thing I want to mention about the Toys R Us thing. So after the announcement that they made about shutting down the stores, the founder of Toys R Us, Charles Lazarus, died, 94 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's no longer involved with the company, but it's just kind of interesting. The timing of that's just uncanny. And, so, it just got me thinking, this is where my head's been at today.
Maybe
is just
going under, like I said, they've been going under for a while. Maybe the actual, because I believe it was the guy's kids that ran it, if I'm not mistaken, or grandkids or something.
No, because Lazarus sold. I mean, this is a store that, just like KB, I want to say opened 1920s, 1930s. So it has a long history. There's a lot of rich history there.
Yeah,
so,
but I want to say that nothing really happened to it because it's been going down for a while.
Well, no,
because it happened to it because he was still alive, but that's not the case. And
yeah, they're separate events because because they sold off early on to a private equity group. Then that group went under, but Toys R Us kept growing. So then he bought it back, but then it went, once it went public, it's a whole different beast, versus being privately held. I just think it's fascinating because, it was something that was a novelty to have a store dedicated to toys. And initially what they used to do is, have discount diapers, right? And then people would go there for the deep discount on diapers, and then they go, oh, let me pick up some toys too. It's just a brilliant model. It's just, I guess they didn't really adapt fast enough to changing times. But I still think, right. It has me thinking about just the future of retail, and I can't really speak because Amazon's really easy, and a lot of times I just don't feel like taking a drive and dealing with idiots. But I still appreciate when I go to a store and enjoy the retail experience, whether it's Walmart, or Target, Best Buy, whatever. It's just a different kind of thing.
Well, my acceptance and my thought, not thought. How do I? What word am I looking for? My expectations of a retail experience is what I would do in a retail experience. Like if I was the manager, I would make sure that things are a certain way, or if I was the owner or boss or whatever. And if I don't have that experience, I just don't really care. I mean, I really don't like to talk and conversate to people, play face to face anyway. Because if I do, the longer I do, the more I want to punch them in the face because they're retarded. So it's one of those things. Yeah, hi guys, I'm back. It's one of those things that it's not necessarily do I like to get that cheaper price. I love it, but at the same time, Amazon Prime, it's here guaranteed 2 days. If they lose my shit, they give me another one. I'm sold.
Yeah, no fuss returns as long as you stick with Prime.
Mm-hmm. If it's all Prime, like if it's a third party, they don't guarantee anything. But I'm sorry, if you can't find something on Amazon that doesn't have a Prime somewhere that they're selling it for Prime to where it's guaranteed, then you're just a retarded buyer. Sorry, not retarded. I don't want to like using that word. You're just a stupid ass buyer. How's that?
But here's the thing, and I always say this: you go into a brick and mortar store, you can touch it, you can smell it, you can really get a sense for what you're getting, and that's something you can't replace. You can say people say, "Oh, you can do virtual reality." That's
you can't use that, bro. You can't use that, man.
Sure.
You can't use that example. No, you can't, dude. Because if you're seriously going to go into a brick and mortar store, okay, then you already know kind of what it is.
No, sometimes, here's the thing, like even with the suggestions you get when you're shopping, right? Customers that bought this also looked at this. Sometimes when you're in a retail store and you're just, you may have a specific need, or maybe you're just window shopping, I find the discovery process is still better.
I guess I hate fucking shopping. I just can't stand
most dudes don't. And usually I don't either, because I don't want to deal with people that don't know how to park and people that bump into you, or the idiots are so distracted with their phones or whatever they're doing, diddling themselves, that they run you over with their shopping cart. Like, really? I get it, but I mean, I'm saying I still like to have that option. Like,
I lost my shit the other day. Somebody did that to me at a store. I think we were at Walmart. I don't even know why we were there, but basically I'm walking in there and I have a handicap sticker on my car for disabled. I have, the plate. And so I get in there and I'm right up front, of course. And I walk in and I'm watching this person and I see what they're doing. Did I kind of set them up for it? Yes. Did I intentionally walk into them to do it? No. Did I move myself intentionally out of the way? No. So I was walking, and as I seen them coming, and I turned my head to make sure my car was locked, and then she slammed right into me. She actually hit me down pretty hard, and I wasn't ready for it, and I fell. And this is right in the middle of where cars drive, the stop sign in the middle.
Yeah.
It says stop. So it was one of those things where I was like, and then, oh man, I lost my shit. And oh my God. Another guy had to come over and be like, dude, calm down, man. I was like, fuck you. Hey. I was already mad.
Yeah.
But she had her face, and this is another thing, she had her face buried in the phone. As soon as she hit that door, like, this is the time when you hit the door and you're going outside of a store, a busy store like Walmart, it's time to bring that phone away from your face so you can see what the is going on.
Yeah, I lose my shit when I see people messing with their phone.
Yeah, messing with your phone and
when they're driving, yeah.
Driving a bigger truck, not a semi, but a bigger, like a dualies, a 350 or 3500 with a trailer. And that's when I get crazy.
Yeah. Yeah,
anyway,
people can't
separate. Bug.
They can't separate themselves from those damn phones, man. That's part of the problem. Is you know,
my phone in my hand right now.
That's part of the problem with the toy industry is that I feel bad for the youth growing up now. They're not gonna experience what we did growing up. Things that have traditions that have lasted generations, right? In the United States.
At this point, there's things that we are not. Me and you, and I'm not saying you're not much older than I am, but there's things that we and from our generation will not experience stuff from what our mom and dads did. You can't do that. That's just the world evolving.
Well, that's true, but we were on the cusp of the technology of the major technology paradigm shift. Now, look at how bad it is now. People don't know what to do without their phones. They're just constantly distracted by Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat, some other shit. It's like we don't know how to connect. So that's part of the thing that's so important about with retail is, as much as we hate people because we're curmudgeon-y old dudes, it's still nice to have the opportunity to every now and then bump into cool people and make those connections. We're gonna have less and less of that the more these retail stores go down. And I looked at a list. I always keep track of retail stores that are closing. Closing locations or shutting down completely. And it's just astounding. I mean, even Sam's Club is having trouble right now. And Walmart,
I know, that hurt me, dude. That hurt me. I mean, I'll just go to Costco, but at the same time, I love Sam's Club. Their customer service is so fucking good. And I'm one of those guys that's like huge, like massively huge on customer service. Right?
Oh, yeah.
If I'm going to spend money at your facility, you better treat me. I don't want to be treated like a fucking king, or I'm not no royalty, but you better treat me like a fucking human being, first of all. And guys, sorry about my language, but yes, I'm back right now. But you're going to treat me like a human being. You're not just going to sit there and I'm just not another number. If I wanted to do that, I might as well just go to freaking... I don't even know.
And that's one of the things is
warehouses and then be treated like a number there.
That's one of the things I think that works really well with retail. What I would try to do is, obviously cashiers, it's not a really skilled job other than being able to handle money and move the line along. But the folks that are more customer facing, that always get asked questions, people that are stocking stuff, that work in the different departments, pay them a little more so they're not grumpy. Train them so they have career advancement opportunities and they actually appreciate their job, and treat them right, because that's the experience you create for your customers. So if you have happy employees, then the customers are happy and you're making money. Because that's the experience you're not going to get with an Amazon. Yeah, it's great. With Amazon, if you need customer service, now they have it so that you can have them call you, or you can shoot them an email. It's really really convenient, but it's always, hello, my name is Akbad. And they're clearly reading from a script.
Thank you for calling Microsoft Technical Support. Thank you. My name is Ali Bilabalabatalbalan.
Yeah, and it's like they hear you, but they're not.
Sorry, I'm not racist, guys. I'm really not.
They always hear you, but they're not listening. They always go through the same. They get to talk. Remember to empathize with the customer. Oh, what does that mean? And so they learn what it means from a robotic perspective. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. It's like, no, you don't really give a shit.
So that's when you want to reach through the throne and strangle him, but then you're like, oh, you're just being mean because he's from India or wherever. I think that's an Indian language, or accent, but yeah, there's so many things that can go wrong.
I tried,
honestly. No. Like even what I did, I think that's an Indian accent. I think. Hello, my name is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd buy it. But there's nothing against them. They're well intended, but there's a language barrier and there's a cultural barrier, so you never feel that connection. Whereas if I go, what I used to
outsourcing of call center jobs, dude.
Well, yeah, and that's a whole other thing.
These bitches would fucking actually pay these people in the U.S. to actually do it. Like, they always talk about they're taking our jobs away, but, well, Stop being bitches and do your job and stop whining about everything.
But think about it like this though. Here's the bigger thing. You know, you ever go to a retail store like a GameStop or a Walmart and you run into that person that actually loves what they sell? You know, maybe they might not like the job, but they actually love what they sell
all the time.
And when you run into those people, it's like an amazing experience because you ask them a question. Maybe you need a tiebreaker because you're kind of stuck between two different choices or three different choices, whatever. And then they break it down. It's like, well, you know, this was that. You know, I have this, and I've also had this. You know, and they share stories with you, and then, you know, that might be your next best friend. Who knows? You know, and that's the kind of thing that I think is special about the retail experience. You're never gonna get that with you know, these big online outfits, because they're just about, you know, churn and burn. You know, they want to get you off the phone as quick as possible, pick up the next call. It's all about efficiency, all by the numbers.
Definitely.
So I think, you know, that's where retail could still win, is if they show that thirstiness, you know, show that thirst for you know, for making customers happy and earning the business, and that's when you get people to come back and bring their friends.
You follow me on Facebook, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, look for those times where I'm going live on Facebook. I think you might like the kind of stuff I'm talking about there. I'm trying to do it, like, you know, a couple times a week. I was gonna do it every day, but I was like, God, it's too much.
Oh, you gotta remind me. Shoot me a message on Facebook to remind me, because I think I turned my notifications off on Facebook.
Okay, well, I'll do it, but check every other day or something like that. Just check from me. Just hit my name and see if I posted anything.
What time are you doing them, though?
It depends.
If it's during the day, usually I'm driving around. Yeah, if it's during the day.
No. Okay, I'll message you, but there's stuff that I'm doing, like, on there. It's like, you know, it might be 5-10 minutes long, whatever. But it's like I've done, you know, little things. I've gone nuts. I talk about other stuff. Customer service is my next topic. So I just thought it was kind of ironic that you were talking about customer service, and that's what I'm talking about tomorrow.
Well, that's just one of the things I'm very passionate about, is just customer service, is anything that's relationship building. I think that's something that we've lost touch with as a society. So, you know, you're talking about how, like, everyone always says, you know, every generation goes, oh, kids these days, or, you know, the good old days, and I get that, but, you know, every
generation's fucked up, dude.
Yeah, but the thing is, we've lived through a major paradigm shift, you know. It's a completely different thing. Like, people don't know how to connect anymore unless it's through some kind of electronic device. So
I can't say that. People would rather have their nose in their phone than actually look at and shake somebody's hand. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
But I don't shake people's hands anymore either. So.
And look how expensive phones are getting now. I mean, these are like cornerstone devices, you know, for folks.
Example for you? I just got a brand new Samsung Note.
Like
Samsung Note 8 or whatever. You know how much this phone is? I just got the bill.
I think that's around 1,000 or something like that.
I'm with Sprint, and the family is, and so we like rent, like it's $40 a month. First of all, which now that I know that, I'm gonna probably go get something different. But it's $40 a month. This phone is $1,096.
Yep. And then you got the iPoop, which is like $1,300, $1,500, something crazy like that.
Well, my wife just got a new i7 or 8 plus, whatever. I think i8 plus. I think we both have 8s. I have a Note 8 and she has an iPhone 8, and hers is only $799. But Samsung, because Samsung is, I think that would they buy out the HTC brand, because HTCs aren't working, or they're not available anymore. That's why I have a Samsung.
Now I don't know about that. I might have missed that, but that would make sense, because you don't have too many big players now. You got LG, You know, Nokia, I guess it's still kind of in the mix. Yeah, I mean, Samsung, of course, Apple. Trying to think who else is doing Android, though, these days. Well, BlackBerry's kind of in there in the periphery.
Right. Well, hey, dude, I didn't mean to sidetrack you on your stream here, or horse.
No.
But I was coming to say hi and what's up.
That's how we roll, man.
Right.
That's really all I wanted to get off my chest. Is I was feeling nostalgic more than anything, just thinking about good memories I had with like Toys R Us and stuff like that. And then you know, if you dig into like the history there, it's pretty fascinating. You know, the things that these stores have survived. I mean, surviving through, you know, World War II and stuff like that. Like, this is American history, and so I don't know. I kind of think that it's important to have these community hubs. And right now, I was just looking at the kind of local community calendars for, you know, immediate local area and some of like some of the, you know, towns that are a little further out, but, you know, reasonable driving distance. And in April, they're doing this thing called Taco Fest. So I'm like, that sounds so cheesy, but it sounds like a good opportunity to maybe meet some people, you know. And
yeah, definitely. Anytime you can get out, and I mean, if you're comfortable with that, if you're comfortable with being around people like that, like there's certain things that I cannot go to because there's just way too many people. But yeah. I'll go to county fairs and country fairs.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a redneck at some point.
Fairs are great, man. That's still one of my favorite things.
Like, that's all I can handle. Like a county fair, yes. For one, I know a lot of people in the county, so like I know a lot of the people, but even new people coming in, there's not that many people to where it's overbearing and I feel like I'm gonna freak out on somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, when it's elbow to elbow, that's not fun for anyone. But you know what kills me about them now? It's like, you know, I don't mind paying a premium for food, but like the things that you're gonna do a lot of, like the freaking game stands, they're so expensive now. I mean, it's crazy. I remember I used to be able to play games for like quarters and dimes and shit, you know. Hell, even $1 is reasonable, but now it's like, you know, $5, $10 per game. It's like, Jesus. And then you multiply that by however many people are playing, and it starts adding up really quick.
Yeah, there's one thing that got expensive really fast. I think were you just talking about that? Damn, you were getting. There's one thing that used to be a couple bucks a game. You know, then you'll get shoes. It's $1.50. You could sit there, and yes, I'm talking about bowling. You could sit there and be at a bowling alley, just having fun, just fucking around with your friends for $5 and play frickin' forever.
See, down here, bowling's still pretty cheap. You gotta come out here.
Now, well, it's my part of the world, I guess. Now and then up here, like you're looking at, you know, $5-6 a game per person.
Jesus.
If you got any kind of people there, you can barely afford to pay for yourself. Let alone.
But wait, you don't have an option to pay per hour?
No, not when out at the bowling alleys that we have up here.
That sucks. Cause on the slower days, typically they'll do it by the hour, or you'll have that option. You know, so you could pay it that way. And that tends to be cheaper, way cheaper, for big groups. You know, you go on a slower night when there's no tournament games going on, and people usually don't go there. Like in the middle of the week, for example, that tends to be cheap. Bowling's still one of the cheapest, I would say, activities when you got a little group to entertain.
Right. And I'm not saying it's like it's one of the cheaper ones, but I'm saying it's from starting to get to the point where
what you just quoted is expensive.
They're getting out of hand, dude.
Like, $5 a game.
$5 a game, and then on
per
top
person.
Of that, yeah, well, out here there's a couple bowling alleys where they have like one has an arcade in it, the other one has a bar in it. Like one of them, they're getting to the point where where the owners are not really giving a fuck about the bowling because the other shit's making them more money. So then the pin setters are getting bad, and the just overall BS.
Well, what else are they doing? A video arcade?
Oh yeah, video arcade.
That makes more money for them than the bowling?
Yes.
Well, that's encouraging.
Climbing, laser tag, it's all that. It's everything.
Oh, okay, so there's a little bit of everything. I was just thinking,
climbing, but like rope walking, like up in the air, roping on walks. Walking on ropes and doing obstacles and stuff in the air.
Okay, I thought you were just talking about like just regular like coin op machines, playing video games. That's a little more than that. Yeah, we got a few places like that. Like right now, the main like mini golf place, Putt Putt, they're really stepping things up. Like they just kind of modernized their arcade. Like they have batting cages. They got all this stuff, but like their video arcade area just like revamped completely. I'm like, ooh. Like like Chuck E. Cheese, like they've put a lot of money into like getting all the latest like video games, and now like the animatronics and people in suits, not so much. They don't really bother with that as much. But this putt place, they really stepping it up. I think we might make a little trip out there. We're gonna go to Toys R Us and then there. Who knows? I mean, that might be our day.
Yeah.
Toys R Us to Windows Shop.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, dude. Like I said, sorry to bug your little show here, but I try to pop on whenever I can. But
no, I appreciate that.
Going here.
Yeah, I'm about to wrap up anyway. So yeah, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you these days?
Oh shit! Everywhere, man. Everywhere you can see OB1X2. You guys can help me out and help me grow over on Twitch. Here on Twitch, anyway. Twitch.tv/OB1X2. We're starting some really cool stuff over there. We're playing Sea of Thieves almost every day. And of course, play some simulators as well. Getting the YouTube channel back up and running. That is youtube.com/ guess what? You guessed it, OB1X2. Then you guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Instagram. And just come holler, guys.
Speaking of which, Last Jedi, I liked it. I don't care what anyone says. I really enjoyed it.
I think I watched it.
Your silence scares me.
Did I watch it?
That's the one where... How can I talk about it without really spilling the beans?
Where she goes back to look for Luke.
Look, yes.
And
they got the really cute penguin, otter.
Yeah. Okay,
the penguin / otter looking type things. I think what they're called.
We'll talk offline. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, but maybe we'll talk about it next week. I'm gonna step off of here myself anyway. But yeah.
Spoilers next.
What's that?
Spoilers next week.
Maybe. I'm about to rewatch it. But all I know is that people were really hard on it, and I really enjoyed it. I think they're getting some of that magic back. The rebellion has been reborn. Woohoo! I was wondering how much story they really have left to tell. Like, if they could really make us care about these characters and like start a new like legacy, I'm in. So again, and maybe it's nostalgia, but we need magic in the world. You need more Star Wars and more Toys R Us in our lives, or stuff like it. Anywho, before I get on my soapbox, yeah.
Do you know how to mute? You can't mute the browsers anymore?
As I was telling you, they started getting rid of that feature because people started finding. The thing is, people are finding ways to program code the sites so they go around the blockers and all that shit. Yep, and a lot of that's because all the web browsers are moving away from extensions and plugins.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Really?
Everything's integrated.
Basically, I can watch a whole bunch of different streams all at once, right? But that doesn't count if you have them muted, right? So you can't even turn them down all the way, because then if you turn them down all the way, it automatically mutes them.
They thought of everything.
So now and you can't mute the actual. You have to mute the website.
That's crazy shit. Yeah, it's all because it's more secure and they're trying to just have everything work out of the box. So it's a pain in the ass.
That's dumb, though, dude.
It is, but that's what Microsoft Edge is doing, and Chrome's doing it, and Firefox is heading there. Yeah, don't get me started. That's part of what the shit I have to deal with at work.
True. All right, man. I'll holler at you later.
All right, brother.
Have a good one. Later, everybody.
Peace. So yeah, folks, just kind of let me look this up real quick. There's an article I found about retail stores closing in 2018. Of course, we know Sears is really it's hurting, and Sears is a place where you can find a lot of good deals on a lot of shit. JCPenney is hurting too, and that's not as bad as Sears. What's interesting with them is that they recently started like selling appliances on top of everything else. And when you're kind of, I don't know, you would think big ticket items like that would be risky, you know, but they went into it. Let's see, retail stores closing expected in 2018. Abercrombie and Fitch. They're culling another 60 locations this year. Ascena. Oh, Ascena Retail Group. They have, Lane Bryant, Justice, Ann Taylor, Loft. Wow. Best Buy, of course, we know that Best Buy has been an ongoing thing. They decided, to one of the things to keep themselves relevant was to open up 250 smaller stores, but now they're shutting down all of those. Who else? Foot Locker is shrinking their retail footprint. Macy's. I mean, Macy's is iconic. And of course, we talked about earlier about Sam's Club. Sam's Club's gonna have 63 units fewer than we started with last year. So the Macy's one is another big one. They have some of the best realty out there, some of the most well-known retail locations, and they've culled down their store count from 850 stores to 670. They're shutting down at least 7 more stores in 2018. But Credit Suisse believes Macy's may need to close 100 more to reach maximum production per square foot. So what it really comes down to is the efficiency. I just find this all fascinating. It's, changing times, and I really hope that retail stores figure it out. Maybe even we'll see more mom and pop shops, that people will have niche things, unique offerings. But I think some of these big companies with rich history, like your Toys R Us and KBs of the world, I think it's important to preserve those traditions. Maybe they shrink down the locations, I would think that you do your due diligence and you stock up on the things that are, kind of high volume sales, things that churn quickly. And then you have some specialty items that, if they don't sell in a timely fashion, you could bundle in or run promos on, stuff like that. There's so many, ways to chop it up and make the shopping experience interesting. I kind of like what Target does with their bazaar, when they just kind of have these really unique products. A lot of times it seems like really random stuff, and you just kind of, it encourages you to look, because you might not be looking for something specifically, but you might see something that's interesting. Obi was just here, Steady. He just signed off. But yeah, I'm not about to sign off myself. I'm pretty beat. But thanks for coming through, Steady Thrust. Yeah, Obi isn't full time with the show anymore. He's been kind of building up his own stuff. But he pops in here. Like, he literally just missed him like 5 minutes ago. If you were here a little sooner, you would have found him. Anyway, random thoughts. I'm gonna probably check out Thor Ragnarok this coming week. I'm hearing really good things about that. And I'm curious about Justice League. Steady Thrust says we're both cool. I appreciate that. Thanks for thinking about it. Keep you in your thoughts. We try. We're just some old farts that got a lot of stuff to talk about. And we just ramble on. That's how we roll. But yeah, I would like to hear what you guys think about some of the latest movies that have come out. Some of the stuff that's coming out. If you have any thoughts on that stuff, particularly Thor Ragnarok and Justice League, which I think both dropped on Blu-ray not so long ago. Yeah, shoot us an email, mail@geekantics.net, or leave us a voicemail or text us 646-801-2149. Again, 646. Oh my God, I lost the number now. 646-801-2149. Yeah. Yep, I'm tired. That's my sign to move on. Anyway, folks, thanks for joining us. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, don't forget we also have a pseudo video collection. It's usually just slideshows and relevant stuff over at youtube.com/Geeky Antics. And of course, our website, geekantics.net. You can find me at Yogizilla on Twitter and Yogizilla on Xbox Live. And, just Google Yogizilla and you might find some stuff that I may be embarrassed to talk about on air, but, it's out there. And, whatever's out there is kind of permanent on the internet. But, yeah. That's all. Oh, game night was lame as fuck. I didn't even hear about that. I know the big talk right now is Ready Player One. People are, I didn't hear about game night. Who's in game night? I didn't even think about that. I'm so out of the loop. Ready Player One is the new Steven Spielberg joint. It seems like it can be either really good or it's just like, hey, let's just throw together a bunch of stuff that people like, including giant robots, and just try to appeal to everyone at the same time, I guess. It could be really good or really bad, right? Probably not much middle ground there. Oh, Pacific Rim came out. What else is out? Jumanji. That wins just because Karen Gillan is in there. Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams. Game night. Why does that sound familiar? Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams. I know them both. Rachel McAdams pretty cute. Game night. Have I seen that trailer? I can't even think about it now. That's how little I pay attention to. I'm trying to think about, what's game night about? Huh. And Jason Bateman hasn't been in too many movies as of late, so I'm thinking to myself, huh. After I get off the air, I bet you it's going to hit me oh yeah, that movie. Anywho, let me get out of here, guys. I got an early day tomorrow, a long day ahead, long weekend ahead. And I need to do my old man thing and get some semblance of sleep. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Peace.